Hey gang, Jason Emmett here. Look, we've talked about a lot of toys here on the show, from transforming robots to movie Martians. But today we're going to be taking a look at a really fun toy that was originally meant as a spin-off of another famous toy line. A toy that was just a modern take on a very old game. So join us as we tell you all about the Battle Beasts. Battle Beasts were fun, weird little anthropomorphized animal figures. To anyone out there looking for a cool 80s toy that will look good on a shelf, well, this might be it. Released by Hasbro in the United States in 1987, Battle Beasts, as is the case with a lot of toys we love and talk about, actually found their start in Japan the year prior, 1986. They were created by Takara of Japan and were originally called Beast Formers because, well, they were intended to tie into the Transformers universe, hence Beast Formers. Not the most clever name, I admit, but there you go. Their original storyline actually connected to the Transformers Headmaster series, which was another spinoff of Transformers that ran in Japan. In the Japanese version, they came from Planet Beast, and at some point the Decepticons showed up and they wreaked havoc on their world, and they split the Beast Formers into two warring factions, and of course they took on the personas of the Autobots and the Decepticons. Now, the toys themselves were 2 inches tall. As I mentioned, they were anthropomorphized animal-human hybrids, each wearing armor and each with their own unique weapon, although some of them actually had weapons for hands. They weren't the most articulate figures, actually not a whole lot of articulation going on at all. Their heads moved, their arms, but that was it. They were detailed, though, and they displayed really well. They were small, and they were easy to collect. They also came with a heat-sensitive sticker on their chest that, similar to the G1 Transformer Mini Spies, you could rub to show which faction they followed, Autobots or Decepticons. Now, Hasbro, they saw the potential from these cool little guys, and they knew they wanted to release them in some form, they weren't really feeling the whole Transformer vibe. They decided to take a chance on these guys, and they released these toys in the United States, but they would drop any tie to Transformers and instead opted to give them their own identity and their own storyline. Why did they do this? Well, essentially, they were afraid these little creatures would just be confusing to Transformer collectors. To me, that's a fair point. They have pretty much nothing in common, but it's also a little surprising that Hasbro chose to do this if you consider most companies actually want to cash in on the name recognition, as it often helps generate interest. But like I said, personally, I think it was a good move, as Battle Beasts really do feel like their own line. They don't feel like Transformers to me in any way, shape, or form. So yes, Hasbro really likes the figures, and the sticker idea, they think that's great too, but what are they going to do if not Autobots and Decepticons? They needed a hook, they needed a gimmick, they needed something that kids could grab hold of, and for that, Hasbro decided to turn to a game that had been around in some form or another since around 206 BCE. Yeah, I had to look that up. They decided they were going to replace the good guy and bad guy stickers with stickers that showed an element, fire, wood, or water. That would make the Battle Beasts a modern, more advanced way for kids to play rock, paper, scissors. You get it, right? Fire beats wood, wood beats water, and water beats fire. Oh, and there were a few of these Battle Beasts that had sunburst stickers hidden on their chest, which was the equivalent of Chuck Norris. It beats everything. What did you do if you had a sunburst and a sunburst, like when you were playing, and how did you win that one? So the Battle Beasts came in a 2-pack, and you couldn't be sure which element a character was until you opened it and, actually checked. There were 3 series released in the United States. There were also a few vehicles as well. In total, there were 76 characters released in the U.S. In Japan, a 4th series called Laser Beasts was released. Laser Beasts had these clear gems in their bellies that showed their signs when held up to light. Now, Japan got 36 of these, But in the U.S., we only got 12, and they weren't called Laser Beasts, which is a bummer because that's kind of a badass name. What were they called in the U.S.? What were they called here? Oh, they were Shadow Warriors? Okay, that's a pretty sweet name, too. In the U.S., they were called Shadow Warriors, and in my opinion, these were the coolest of the battle beasts. And most collectors would agree. I know this because Shadow Warriors are really expensive, as are Laser Beasts if you want to go looking for them. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this content or you're a fan of vintage toys in any way, please take a second, hit that thumbs up. Of course, hit the subscribe button. Both of those help the channel out a lot. We've been growing lately, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are great. We appreciate you. Again, hit subscribe. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I mentioned that the battle beasts are small and they display well, and that was likely a large part of why they became collectible and why they're still collectible today. If you take a look at similar lines like Muscle, which we did a video on, and Micro Machines, we also did a video on, you'll see a trend with smaller lines that offer a bunch of different options. This makes them not only fun to play with, but also fun to seek out and collect each one. Another thing all of these have in common, all of these toy lines held up well. These lines could take a bit more abuse and still survive. Now, Battle Beast did have a tendency to lose stickers and, of course, accessories, but compared to other 80s toys, they were fairly resilient. Now, I throw numbers out here and there. Again, all of these are subject to change, and this is just stuff I have found in my hunts. You can find loose figures pretty easily out there. They're usually loose, going to run you around $10 and up, depending on which Battle Beast it is and what condition, of course, if it's missing its accessories, etc., etc. Not to brag, but I actually have a couple Battle Beasts in my personal collection. As for the occasional missing sticker, yeah, it sucks. It sucks bad. But I will tell you that there are a number of places to buy replacement stickers out there. A quick eBay search, and you should find what you're looking for. And they look really good. And honestly, once they're on the figure, you can't really tell the difference. And I know it's not original, but you're probably not going to get an original sticker for one that's missing a sticker. So let's make them look cool anyway, right? Now, carded figures, if you're looking for carded figures, that's a different story altogether. It isn't uncommon to find carded figures in good shape in the hundreds of dollars. I've seen them several times. If that's what you're after, you're going to pay a lot more. So I want to give a quick shout out to the following page for helping anyone along who might be interested in collecting Battle Beast. The beastformers.blog, they have a collecting Battle Beast page. You can see it right here. If you're looking for it, this is a great site. Helps explain the numbering system for the Battle Beast, as well as giving a few pointers on how to start collecting if you're interested in collecting, like where to start and, things like that. So great site. Check them out. So there it is, boys and girls, Battle Beasts. Whether you're a Transformer fan looking to expand their collection or just someone who wants a cool 80s toy line to hunt for, you really can't go wrong with Battle Beasts. I know a few of you out there were asking for this particular episode. I'd been working on it for a while. Hopefully you really enjoyed. At this point, I'm sorry, guys, we've come to the end of our show. That's all we have for this week, my friends. But please remember to return next time when we discuss another awesome toy from the past. And also remember, when it comes to collecting, when it comes to finding these cool, interesting little toys, the hunt is half the fun.